When I was 18, I wanted to go so bad. I did not like this world. I did not. I felt, ugh, I did not. And I said, I don't like this world. And I surrendered. And I said, take my body. I surrendered over to you. And I was stopped. Because I could have, because I had the power to do so. I would stop me and not allow my power to let me transcend. He said, no. And he brought my grandfather, my grandmother, and my great-grandfather, my great-grandmother, and my grandmother, and Aunt May, a lady I never met before. Ever met this lady before. But I knew who she was. She was standing at my bed, at the end of my bed in my hospital room. I was in ICU at the time. And doctors had threw up their hands. They gave me up. Well, she's dying. Oh, thank you. Good night. And Abba said, no, you got work to do. I'm like, what work? Can I come? No, you have work to do. No, my child, you have to stay because you've got work to do. And then that's when Granddaddy Henry said, baby girl, you can't come. You got to stay. And I started crying. You can't come. I got to stay. You got to stay. And I said, okay. And I was crying. And I said, all right. And then it was this, it was storming and lightning at the time. And then I saw this phase of white, like someone had walked across or whatever. And all of a sudden I was back, fully back in awareness, because everything, I was in this. And I said, hello, and nurse, and there was nobody there. So it was them leaving in that transitional, all that white blaze was leaving while it was on the window. And I opened my eyes and I caught that phase of leaving. And I thought it was the nurse, and there was nobody in ICU. Was nobody there. Nobody. But the girl next door, and she couldn't move because she was in traction. So I knew then. And at that time, the next morning, because before I couldn't lift my hand, I couldn't do anything. The next morning, I was actually dry shampooing my hair and brushing it, and the doctors was coming like, and Mama like, oh, Mama came in. I knew it because Mama was praying at the time, had my almost 2-year-old, and she was walking around the table praying at home. And my mother's a powerful warrior as well. So it was amazing. So all these years, and I went through all kinds of trials and tribulations, and I tried to leave here. I tried, and I was denied. And I just gave up, and I said, okay, whatever it would be, wherever you take me, you take me. So I was like 19 and a half years old. I never forget this. And I said, I was in a church. He told me to walk out that church because something happened in that church. I saw something very evil. And I asked about it. And the answer wasn't really good enough for me. And I remember leaving out the church, and I remember the Spirit saying, you are not to go back into a church until I deem you to. You will now be tutored under me from this day forward. And that's why I am here as I am today. And I've had some ups, believe me, I have not been the best student at all. I've been rebellion from sometimes. I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to do that. Can I have some fun? But when it comes to, they say you got this stripe in the road. No, Mommy, don't play that. We'll just go up there and touch it like this and then back on up. We don't go too far from it. Because I think instinctively I knew I was definitely a child of the Most High. And, you don't play too far. You play near the line, but you don't cross over the line. You just kind of back up off of it, touch it every now and then, and that's it, because you're kind of a little scared to go over it. And I am not a fool, okay? Definitely by a long shot. But that was Pastor Israel. After that, she tutored me, and I knew where to get in contact with her. My dreams and visions. After that, I had a vision of, I saw Obama before he became president.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know it was time. I didn't know. I still didn't know who he was because I didn't care. I wasn't into that. I wasn't into who. I didn't care who he was. But I saw I had the glimmer of this particular vision. I was able to see the whole world and everyone that came together, that formed the body and the face of the Most High. And people just don't know. We talk about it, but to actually see that through the Master's eye, just a little bitty peep of it. Like I said, imagine if I could have seen through his whole eye. I probably would have been blown away. But I had just a little small pick to see through, and I've had a pleasure several times to be able to see through his eye. I have the pleasure of just being held. But looking down from space, looking down from the galaxy, looking down from the orbit, and being focused, and then seeing this body being put together, and seeing all masses of people being put together, and you're this little part here, you're somebody's toe or somebody else's, and little peaky here and a little peaky there, and we all made up. Really, you are somebody's little peaky toe right there, okay? But we were all together. So when it was all together, it was the face of Abba. It was the mighty body of his whole face, and it was beautiful. It was like majestic, the crown, the whole thing, and I'm like, wow, I've had the privilege of, and this was like, I never forget this day, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm standing, getting ready for work, because I have to be at work at 6, and I had just lit my candle, did my prayer, and I never forget, a minister came on, and he was talking about something, and I felt, and then whatever he was talking about, I said, it would be nice just to be free. And so I took a deep breath, relaxed, held out this hand, and I stood there and shook like that, and I was gone. And amazing flight. Oh, you talking about excited? I was so, and I could see, it was like the space of light, and all of us was light. It was just this generating of light, the ladder, the ascending and descending. It was this light, and you could see all of us, these beings, beautiful beings of clarity and magnificent and majestic. It's just hard to explain, and we all there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it was just the light, and more that we were every fabric of this universe. And then all of a sudden, my stupid conscious mind realized that I was floating, flying.
You really draw energy when you talk about your life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just radiate it.
And, when you get that, no! I'm standing there, like, no, please, I don't want to come back. No. But those is the little bitty, you get those little bitty, like, oh gosh, can I go? That's not fair. And it was like that little tease of mine. Well, that was just a little, we just had a little exercise, it's like, that was not fair. Not fair at all. Can I just go?